Following the teachings of Islam through the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, Muslims dedicate their lives to the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This singular focus is manifest through the teachings of the Quran, the life of the Prophet ﷺ, as transmitted through the Hadith, and is detailed for every aspect of life, through Sharia law and through fatwas issued by Islamic legal authorities. Islam sanctifies life and sees its preservation as a sacred duty of every Muslim. Quran, Surah 5, verse 32 states, "If anyone saves a life, it shall be as though he had saved the lives of all mankind." Vaccinations prevent deadly diseases and are considered in Islam to be life-saving. Leading Islamic legal authorities around the world, such as the Indonesian Ulama Council, Dar al-Ifta al-Misriya in Egypt, Majma' al-Fiqh al-Islami in Saudi Arabia, and Dar al-Ifta in Pakistan, all maintain that vaccination is permissible and should be encouraged. Many authorities also consider it to be mandatory, part of every Muslim's obligation to protect oneself and others from harm. Muslims are required to consume only halal items, while haram items are prohibited. This is in accordance with Quran, Surah 16, verse 114, which states, "So eat from the good, lawful things which Allah has provided for you, and be grateful for Allah's favors, if you truly worship Him alone." Porcine, gelatin, and trypsin are ingredients in some vaccines, though some authorities permit their use since the chemical process these substances undergo accords with legal concept of istihlal, perfect change, and renders them permissible, much like vinegar is halal, though it may be derived from wine, which is haram. In the United States, the National Muslim Task Force on COVID-19 and the National Black Muslim COVID Coalition both promote the use of COVID-19 vaccines, and the vaccines used in the U.S. are considered halal. The Assembly of Muslim Jurists of America, AMJA, issued a detailed fatwa relating to COVID-19 vaccination, as well as fatwas regarding other vaccines. These vaccines are permissible to Muslims, and under certain specific circumstances, even vaccines derived from haram ingredients may be leniently permitted, mubah, for emergency use if there are no alternatives, given their importance in preserving life. After listing categories of haram items, the Quran continues, "But if one is forced by necessity without willful disobedience nor transgressing due limits, then there is no sin on them. Truly, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful." Surah 2, verse 173. For a Muslim, the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only the greatest of duties, it is life itself, an expression of great love. Muslims who are vaccinated will be in a better position to practice all of the fara'id, obligatory acts of worship, and live their lives according to Sunnah. Allah loves His creations in giving them the opportunity to serve Him. He seeks for His followers well-being and health, and requires them to take all appropriate steps to maintain health and care for communities. Prevention of disease, not just its treatment, is encouraged. Vaccination that protect from preventable death and disease is truly a great mercy bestowed on the world. In the words of the AMJA Fatwa Committee, Allah wants ease for His servants, not hardship, and He loves that His servants avail themselves of His concessions.